So the first order of business is Bad Baby, Get Like Me, featuring NLE Choppa. Just have a new music video out. Now, what are your guys' opinions on Bad Baby? Personally, I don't care about her. I don't think negatively of her. I don't think positively of her. She's just middle ground for me. I never got mad that she ended up getting popular because it's not her fault, it's ours, and it's definitely Dr. Phil's. Because Dr. Phil is honestly trash at this, in my honest opinion. I feel like at this leg of the race, he's just doing whatever he can to be viral, to just be salacious and shocking. And he ends up giving people who don't need these social platforms to further their bad habits and addictions. Maybe I'll get more on Dr. Phil later, but this is about Danielle's video. I saw it. Um, it was alright. I didn't like it. Now, to be fair, I don't care for Danielle, but I don't hate her, and I think some of her songs are actually bangers and they're bops and they're catchy. This one for me didn't give me anything that I wanted, anything that I needed, anything that just made the pussy pop. It was just very unpoppable. It reminded me of like early 2000 music where they kind of just yell on the track, but early 2000 music is more poppable in my opinion. This one, it was all no, it wasn't all right. It was boring to me. NLE Choppa, he's a handsome man, cute. Don't think he can rap. Personal opinion. Nowadays is 2019, and everybody can have a rapping career. Um, is it fair? Sure, why not? Make your money. It's whatevs. But I personally would not go after hearing that song to see what else he's popping off. But one thing I did want to talk about is if you watch the music video and you watch Danielle's past work, her image is slowly changing into the Iggy Azalea, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B formula of sexualizations of female in hip hop. Um, I still believe she's underage. I'm guessing she's like 17 now. But as you can see, her clothes are getting smaller and they're getting tighter. And she, in this music video, she was definitely trying to be a little, like a smidgen more sexual than she has been in her past music videos. Because if you remember her previous music videos, all she had on was usually like a sweatshirt and some jeans and that slick back ponytail with the red dye that was crunchy as fuck, but it was her style and appropriate for her age. Even though she was rapping kind of about grown stuff and nothing sexual, nothing really sexual in this song either, just to be clear. But her image is definitely starting to change to be more adult and more promiscuous and sexual. I don't know how I feel about that. If that's what she wants to do, that can be what she wants to do. Um, the only thing is, can we talk about how the music industry peddles and pushes the same formula of what is supposed to be a woman in the music industry? Can we talk about that? Or are we just gonna ignore it? Because I feel like at this point they're actually pushing Danielle to be like, you're getting that age, baby. You're gonna age, Miss Thing. So you're gonna start having to show some little midriff, a little bit more midriff, a little more cleavage, a little more this, more that. Wear some little more tight clothes. Ooh, yes. Ooh. You gotta look a little sexual, so little boys get hot for you, so you can sell these records. That's the formula that works. It's a formula that we're using. I think it's weird. Now, my thing about sexualization is any form of media, if you're going to sexualize anyone, I believe they should be adult, grown, able to consent to it, and it should be even. Okay. For Danielle, I don't think she's old enough. I'm not sure if that's the image that she wants to put out there, but she's a teenager and teenagers like to show a little bit of skin. I know when I was a teenager, I wanted to wear the tightest things possible to show off some ass. Okay, that's exactly what I wanted to do, and that's exactly what I ended up doing, and I kind of do it now, to be honest. Um, the tighter, the better. The bigger the ass looks, the more comments I get, the more this, the more that, the more everything. Now, my question is, why can't we get something a little bit different? Or when we do get something a little bit different, it's not looked as, it's not mainstream, it's not the it thing. Because I feel like we've been relying on sexualization of women in music far too long, and I believe that we're at a crossroads as to where you don't even really need to have talent. You don't even really need to be able to sing, need to be able to rap. All you have to do is have a look, and then they can do the J-Lo thing and hire someone to sing for you on all your records, or they auto-tune the fuck out of you, or they get you writers if you rap, and they just have to teach you how to say the words on the track, and then they cover up how shitty your lyrics are by a really nice beat. Okay, that's how I personally feel about it now. Um, but I can't knock people for getting their money. I don't blame the artists. I kind of blame these corporations and these labels that push this of, we don't need you to be talented. We just need you to have some sort of look. You need to have a face because the hair, the body, the this and the that, we can all buy that for you. Um, and then you're set to golden, and then we get all the money out of you, dry you up, um, fuck you over, and put you on the street. And a year from now, no one knows your name. You were a hot thing for 2 minutes, and then bam, gone. But yeah, my opinions on the music video was that it wasn't trash per se. They're definitely changing Danielle's image to be a little more grown, even though what she was rapping about was a lot of grown stuff. But it was not like, how do I say? It was grown, but not in a grown way. I don't know how to explain it. I'm kind of like, I don't want to say like it wasn't sexual, but I feel like her image is definitely going to. I want people not to look at me as a kid rapping anymore, to actually look at me as a woman rapping now. I'm going to be a little bit flirtatious. I'm going to be a little sexual. I'm going to be a little this, a little that. But it's whatevs. NLE Choppa. I didn't think he could rap. I didn't like his verse. I would not check out anything else that he had to offer. I wouldn't watch a music video that he's in if he was the featuring artist. Because the only reason I watched that because Danielle had a new music video and I like her work. Some of it. But a lot of it is actually a hit for me. On to other news, Charlie's Angels is actually getting like a reboot or a continuance. I'm not too sure if it's like a Charlie's Angels sequel where they're just gonna get an all new cast to pick up where the old Charlie's Angels left off. I'm not sure. But how are you guys feeling about that? How do you feel about Charlie's Angels and the reboots and the casting and everything else? How I feel about it? Well, I'm willing to give it a chance. It didn't look like a bad movie to me, but I feel like they might miss the point of like the original Charlie's Angels, which was that it was so fucking campy and outrageous that it made it a classic. I feel like we don't get too many of those type of movies anymore. I feel like they all say the same jokes, the same things. Like, we're gonna be funny, but like relatable funny, and not too outrageous, so people can still like watch the movie and not be like, you know. But I feel like the old Charlie's Angels had some magic, some early 2000s magic, because I believe it came out in 2003. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it came out in 2003, and we all know early 2000s movies all had some sort of magic about them, where they all just ended up being classics because they were just so outrageous and funny at the time. I'm not sure if they're doing that because they have, well, these big corporations, these people in Hollywood probably have statistics of what type of movies and what formula works for the base audience of who they're trying to target for the movie. So probably the base audience who they're targeting for this movie is probably people who don't like the super outrageous things that Old Charlie's Angels was. But it looked like a fun movie. That's going to be a fun movie. I think I might be having a little about it is because I don't know, that it has Charlie's Angels name, and I really love the original. Well, not the original, the 2000 version of Charlie's Angels. But I think it's worth a shot looking at. You know, it's not anything that I personally have a distaste for. I think I would go and see it. Um, if I had some coin laying around, but it's not something that I'm like dying to go see. You know, there's not a lot of things that I'm like dying to go see, even though I'm not like a big movie person. Speaking of movies, Dark Phoenix is being pulled from theaters early because apparently it's so trash. I actually went to go see Dark Phoenix. Unpopular opinion, I did not think it was that horrible or that bad. Well, let me say that. It's like when someone hypes up movies like, oh my god, this is the best movie ever. This is the greatest thing that ever happened. You need to go see this movie. This movie is this, and that. And then you go see it and you're like, well, I guess it's not all that great. Even though it is like a really good movie, it's just that people hyped it up and nothing can compare to the hype. I think the same thing happened to Dark Phoenix, but in reverse, where people were like trashing it, make it seem like it was horrible, it's like the worst movie ever made in existence. And I went to go see it. I think that it was a very formulaic movie, something very much, like Jean gets the Phoenix Force. She runs away, flies away. They confront her, they fight. She wins, she flies away. They confront her, they fight. She wins, she flies away. They confront her again, they fight, and then they resolve it. It was very much that, very much formulaic. And, it was very much that, it was like very formulaic. It had a thing going for it that didn't work too well for it. And I think that's what people were upset about. Like, you're in the same universe as Endgames and Avengers and, Iron Man, and you can't get it right, even though they were being made by different people. But congratulations to the Russo brothers because they got back the rights to doing X-Men stuff. This was like the last movie from Fox, Dark Phoenix. But yeah, I don't think it was like as horrible as everyone made it out to be. But it could be because people were overhyping how bad it was. I think that honestly, it didn't do the one thing that I cannot take from a movie is if it bores me, and I can honestly say that I sat through the movie without having an urge to leave or get on my phone or do anything of that nature. And the one thing that I'm like kind of annoyed about is that they have a lot of really good actors, and I think everyone played the role well. It's just that they're getting got such shitty scripts, such crappy scripts that these great actors. I think Magneto's actors is great. I think Professor X, his actor is great, um, and I think the other actors are really good. I didn't too care much for the actor who played Jean Grey. I don't know what's her name, like Sophie something. Let me check. There. Yeah, Sophie Turner. I don't like her acting. She seems very much not able to emote well. But I did like the child actor. I feel like the child actor of Jean Grey did a really good job. And they should hire her back. But yeah. I feel like they had some really star actors that if they had just a smidgen of a better script, these movies could have really gone somewhere. Like Mr. McAvoy is really good. What's the actor's name that plays Magneto? Michael Fassbender. I feel like Michael Fassbender is really hot and really good actor. But unfortunately, again, like I can't stress this enough that they just got given shitty scripts and contracts that have just been going on and on and on for so long, and they're trapped in them, and they're just giving it their best at this point. And luckily, I'm guessing that their contracts is up with Fox. I don't know if it'll transfer over to the Russo brothers, but if I think what they're going to do is correct, I heard somewhere that the only thing that the Russo brothers are bringing over from Fox Universe is Deadpool, which is the only one that had positive reviews. Which is I totally agree with. They need to get rid of everyone and recast everyone, even though I think that a lot of them have really, you know, are really good actors. It's just that you need to get rid of that stink that is now on that franchise thanks to what Fox has done. Also, you guys remember the was it the Uncanny Mutants or Uncanny X-Men movie that they were coming out? They were like going to do like a horror thing. I'm not sure what that is going to be. I'm not sure if that's still in limbo, but I wouldn't be surprised if they like totally shut that down because of how Dark Phoenix did. Like we even heard like months before Dark Phoenix even came out that like they had test viewings and it was bombing the test viewings. And they had to like reshoot and redo a lot of things and it just didn't get any better. But one thing I did find fucking hilarious, how spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, you probably won't get to see it. It's probably gonna go straight to DVD because they pulled that shit out of theaters. One thing I found hilarious, baby, is how Jennifer Lawrence probably got her manager on the phone and said, "Baby, I'm not doing this third crappy or how many other X-Men movies she's done. This third crappy fucking movie of X-Men and letting my name be dragged to mud because I'm stuck in this contract. So I'm gonna need you to get your ass over to Fox and tell them to kill me off in the first 5 minutes of this movie. Period. Period. Like she got out of that movie so damn fast. She's like, I'm gonna need you guys to kill me off in the first 15 minutes because I got real projects to do. Cause a lot of people really hate her for being Mystique. I prefer the original Mystique actors and the X2 and X3. What was the third one? Last Stand. X-Men not Last Stand. I prefer that Mystique to J-Laws. But I don't think she did a bad job. I think that she has like a baby face that I could just never really get over. Like she has the baby face. I don't know how to explain it. But yeah, I don't think she's a bad actor. I think that Dark Phoenix wasn't was overhyped for the hate. It was still a bad movie, but like I think because people overhyped the how bad it was, that I just didn't really get the hate for it. You know, it was bad, and people were. Well, the thing is that people were expecting it to be on par with Avengers, and X Men is a very beloved franchise. So when you have something that everyone loves, like Batman or X Men, or any superhero or anything like the Charlie's Angels, for example, you're gonna definitely get a lot of people's strong opinions on it, and people don't want it to fuck up. I remember when I first saw Sophie Turner as Jean Grey, I was like, okay, and then I heard her act, and I was like, ooh, I don't know. You know, there's something about her that just doesn't emote well. And another casting change that I really need to happen is the cat whoever plays Storm. I need her to get out, like out. Period. I don't know who casted her as Storm, but she does not fit the bill. And honestly, she can't act for like the three lines that she gets every movie. She just can't pull it off for me. I'm sorry. I think what they're trying to do is make a younger Storm that looks like Holly Berry, but to be honest, Holly Berry shouldn't have got the role of Storm either. Because this girl is. Let me get her name too, because I don't know. I really don't know. A Storm actor. I really don't know her name. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Miss Thing can't. The thing about her that really just grind my gears is that horrible African accent that she was trying to do. Alexandra Ship, Miss Alexandra Ship, like her accent was trash. It was trash, and I believe that wig technology has gotten good enough where we can get a very long white wig that doesn't look like a wig. You know, wig technology has come far away, especially with the big budget that these superhero movies tend to get. Um, but and other than that, just wanted to come here and I guess my first podcast, yay, talk to you guys about that. Those are a little bit of my thoughts and opinions on the things that are going on lately. I'm still not sure what I'm going to do with this channel, but as I make more videos and more things, I'll figure it out. It's what ifs. We'll see you guys next time, hopefully. Like and subscribe if you want to. And give me your opinions about everything that I talked about. What you feel about Bad Baby's music video. If you listened to it, if you liked her, if you hated her. What you thought about Charlie's Angels. If you like it, if you're going to go see it, if you're going to skip it. And then Dark Phoenix being pulled out of theaters early, which I honestly didn't think was as bad, but probably because people hyped up the hate to a point where, I didn't care. I hyped up the hate to a point where when I went to go see it, it didn't seem as horrible as people made it out to be, but it was still a bad movie. But see you guys next time. Hopefully, have a good one.